Hey, it's MK, and I am back with Scraptember and 30 Days of Sketches. Here's the sketch that we will be working with today. And I decided to do the other side of my 6x6 4-pocket page layout. I picked out some Simple Stories chipboard, as well as a little, they're kind of like mishmash bunch of things that I have gotten in a pocket. Some is 49 in Market, some are the little crocheted mushrooms from the Not Just for Boys, some are die cut flowers, or I should say leaves, all sorts of stuff. And then I have a few stickers right here that are left over from One Canoe 2, these little sticker sheets just like this. And I planned on finally trying to use these. Now they're uber super thin, but I still want to try to work them in. I also think that this Wild Whisper collection from Spiegel Mom Scraps of, Spiegel Mom Scraps, sorry, of sequins will work very well with this, with what I have in mind. I also have some scraps here from Simple Stories, as well as the leftover board paper that I used from my kayak page that I made a couple days ago. And then I have this sticker sheet, which in reality, I believe ends up set off to the side and forgotten. Just to be honest, I don't think I actually pull anything off of that. And then this piece here will actually be my base page and hold all of the fun things. And then here is the layout that I'm going to be doing, which is the other side of this layout I did just the other day. All right, so to get started, I am going to start with the banners. Now I will be turning the sketch on the side instead of having the banners go down, because on the side works better with my pockets than having it go down on my pockets. And then I would have had the pictures going across, and I didn't really like that with vertical pictures. So anyways, went ahead and I cut off all of the in-betweens of my wood grain, as well as the little bits that kind of fell off the page. That way I have a wood grain kind of sort of banner, but not really. It's more just like wood going off. And then I plan on putting these roadmap banners on top of the wood grain. So I'm going to have layers that look like banners, but the wood grain isn't going to be bannered, if that makes sense, or fishtailed. So I just have little scraps here and there. And the prompt for today, I'm not sure if I said it, was scraps. So that's why I keep, pulling them out here and there and everywhere. All these little fun, wonderful scraps. Oh my goodness. I also have the leftover plank paper where I cut out my oars from the other side, and I thought that it would look good with the paper over there, because in the sketch there is a portion of pattern paper and then the photos kind of sit on top of it, but they're gapped to where you can see it going all the way down the page. So I guess I will pull that out and see what, see if the wood grain looks good as soon as I get my photos cut down. All right, so I took the skinny little piece that is on the branding strip. I also cut that down as a banner. That way I had a couple different sizes of banners. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut all the other branding strip pieces off as well. And I had a little bit of brown, like it's almost kind of like a coppery brown piece as well, and I'll add that into my layout later. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my base page and go ahead and cut it up. That way I know where my boundaries are for each of the pockets. Now I also went into my stash and found a little bit of a different tone of this mint color to be my banner piece or my side piece instead of that wood grain. I just thought it was too much wood grain, and I don't like how wood grain goes in different directions unless it's meant to go in a circle. I just don't like that, you guys. So I went ahead and I also cut my photos down, so I had that little gap, but I'm not going to put the gap in between the photos. I just don't think that it is necessary, considering this is a pocket page and the pocket will make a gap automatically. So I'm just going to line up all my pieces and papers and try to hold them still while I tuck my wood grain underneath, and then they make, like, see how they spread out and they look like a banner? But all I did was scuff up the edges using my distress tool. That's all I did. I didn't scuff up the edges because it is very, very thin paper. So then I'm going to go ahead and put my my banners down. Now I apologize that my camera got knocked off. This is the rope that I was telling you about in a different video where my children love playing with it and don't realize that they move the camera. And I was so into this layout, I did not realize that they moved the camera. So in reality, this is the angle that it is until I look up and realize at the end that my entire recording was recorded at an angle. And I apologize about that, you guys. But I left it in. Bits and pieces that I do over on the left side of the layout, I do cut out because all you see is my arm kind of shifting. And I didn't really like that, so I cut it out because really you can't see what I'm doing until the end, and then you get to see what I did, if that makes sense. So I'm putting the clear stickers as well as the solid stickers. Well, they're as solid as the thin stickers get. And I am just putting them in and around the banner pieces, trying to represent the hearts, but I'm doing a little bit more than just 2 hearts. Well, and I know that there's a third one up on the top, but I am just doing a little bit, you know, I'm just scattering hearts everywhere, or flowers, not hearts, flowers everywhere. And then when I decided to put that clear sticker over on the left is when I decided that I wanted another little embellishment cluster over there. So technically I do have an embellishment cluster that will be like all the way down my banner pieces. But I think you can tell that they're separated. Like there's 1, 2, 3 clusters. I think, I'm not sure. So when I scoot my layout over is when the left side of my layout just disappears and you don't get to see any of it. And this is where it starts to get really, really choppy because I move and I bounce around so much based on the elements that I find that I basically just, you know, okay, I can't see what I'm doing over there, so I'm going to just delete it because it's kind of sort of not relevant. There are some pieces that I leave over because I bring it over to the right of me. Say like I brought in that coppery brown paper strip, the branding strip. I bring that over right here because I fold it in half and cut it and then banner it and then ink it to put in my left side cluster, but you don't get to see the left side cluster until the very end, which is very, very sad. It's such a cute cluster too. Again, I am very, very sorry, but I do end up using quite a bit on this layout considering I really had no idea. I knew what I was going to do with the banners, and that was it. I had no idea, and then I decided to finally use those flowers because I didn't know where else to use them. And I thought that if I tucked them in enough, then maybe I would like them, you know, like, not like them as in I would have gotten rid of them, but like them as in maybe if I tuck them in enough, then they won't be so girly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm just taking my giant scissors and cutting apart my pages down at the seam before I start actually gluing the big chipboard piece, the Wander chipboard piece. So that is going to be my title. And I'm separating it right where the A and the N, because that was the thinnest portion of that chipboard. And because this is chipboard, I do have to add my own adhesive, even though I peeled off a sticker on the back that meant it was supposed to be a sticky backed chipboard. It's not. They aren't. I don't understand where they get their adhesive for that. It seems to me like I would just rather have the chipboard, and maybe it would be a little bit more affordable than having the adhesive added to it. I'm not really sure. I also don't know if that is extra work for the manufacturer. If it's not, then, you know, keep adding it, but it doesn't work. just to let you know. And I did tuck in, I had 2 of those little crocheted mushrooms. They are so cute, you guys. I have to tell you, when I first saw them come out in the Not Just for Boys website, I thought, oh, what am I ever going to do with mushrooms? And now I was down to my last 2 and I've used them all. Like, seriously, how did that happen? But the Spiegelmom scrap sequins did not work. They weren't in the direction that I went. I finally looked up and realized my camera angle was off, and c'est la vie, that is what it is. And here is the finished layout. I basically just made a 12 by 12 layout and cut it into quarters so I can put it in a pocket page. I really enjoy doing layouts like this. I really enjoy finding layouts that can be manipulated into a pocket page, or a sketch that can be manipulated into a pocket page, because then it brings interest into that pocket page and it doesn't look like a pocket page when you're all done. However, my first intention was to cut off the other 2 6x6 squares from this pocket and only have a small insert. But because of these sketches for both sides, I really did enjoy doing this. So I thought it was great. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me today. Be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with Scraptember and 30 Days of Sketches, or both. I also just want to say that the links for all the other ladies' videos, which they're not actually videos, they are actually just their channels, because it would have just been too much effort, I guess is the word. Let's be honest. It just would have been too much to go and research all of those links. So I just put all their channels down. And normally when you click on their channel, the very first video, or the very last video that they have posted, will be the video that will pop up first. And so usually if they're playing along, which they should be, if they are linked, yes, then then it should be the very next Scraptember or 30 Days of Sketches, whichever one they're playing along with, or both. All right, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on and on and on. I just absolutely, I like it. Anyways, thank you, and I will see you guys all later. Bye.